Hello guys, and welcome to this tutorial in Creo for the surface techniques. And today I'm going to illustrate most of the powerful surface techniques using this model. You're going to model this step at a time, and yeah, let's begin. I'm going to start with a new part. I have opened a new part here and ensure that the units are you're using millimeters, not inches. You can go and change here. You can select the last one, new set. They can select one to become one. Okay, close, close. The first thing we need, let me switch to this, is to model the top section first, then we go to the bottom section. And if I go to the right view, we need not to model this first. As you can see, this surface is tapered. We're going to extrude, then draft it, then add this back section. Therefore, let's first do that. On this plane, I'm going to sketch, reorient the sketch to be parallel to the screen. I'm going to use let me use a center line here and another one here because I want to switch off the planes. I'm going to use spline, first point, second point, third point, fourth point, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and last one. And if you dimension this like this, first for you highlight everything like that and select sorry, everything the first one, because we want to lock the scale such that when you change one dimension here, for example, if I change this to be 40, everything else the scale is retained. Therefore, let me first of all make some these points to be symmetrical. Select this one here, this point and this point to be symmetry. Again, this point and this point. Again, this point. Let me see, we need a point here. Okay, we can dimension this one here. Is okay. Let me select symmetry of, okay, then we can now dimension this point to be, this is to be 27.5. This one here is 27.5. This one here is 50. This is 50. This is supposed to be 30. That is 30, like that. Then this one here, from this point to this point, from this point here to this point, let's use 70. From this point to this point, let's use let me see, collinear, no, let's delete this. Let's use 63. Okay, this is 15. Then we need from this point to this point to be that 8, from this point here to this point here to be that 8. Okay, yeah, basically this one is that 8.8, also that 8.8. Yeah, basically this is the first shape we need. You can now maybe ensure your sketch is organized, yeah, to be neat. Yeah, that's better. This is the main sketch we are going to use to extrude. Therefore, um, I'm just checking the value by which I'm going to extrude here. I'm going to extrude this by 100 mm a surface. Go the other direction by 100. That's the first body, that is a top surface body that will now, for the surface modeling technique, you have to use what we call subtractive method, whereby you create the main body, then start subtracting the other sections. Therefore, next is we need now to apply draft to this. If you select the draft surface, this surface here, then draft the section that where the draft should start on this edge, on that edge. You have to press Control to select these both edges. Then the pull direction, you have to activate your planes, select this plane, then put a 5 the other direction, like that. Then you can deactivate your planes later. You can see. Then we need the back section here, and if I go back to this back section, I used a plane. I want to see this plane is for how many? 40. Yeah, the plane is 40. Therefore, you need a plane here, plane, and it is an offset the plane by 40. Let me see. Now this is the plane whereby we're going to use this plane to finalize the back section of the hair dryer. Therefore, I need to form a boundary blend. The reason why I'm using that plane is because if you select fill, it forms a planar surface, but yeah, for this one, but I want this surface to be like tangent to this surface. Therefore, if I go to this plane, I'm going to sketch on this plane, okay, a circle, maybe somewhere here, yeah, somewhere a small circle like that. Dimension maybe to be 20, like that. Then if you select boundary blend, this becomes my first chain. Then we need a second chain like that. That's my first chain. Second chain, you select your circle, and you can see it forms something like a cone. Let me go to the right view, but I want this surface to be tangent to this main surface here. Therefore, you go on this point, you right click on your mouse, then select tangent. Otherwise, you can go to the control point here, constraint. You can go to the constraint and assign the edge condition here. I can say like something like normal, but you see now this one is okay, but now this one is only to be normal from the other direction. Now for me to shift this direction, you can go display, drag handles, so that I can be able now to control this edge condition like that. I want to go the other side. You can go normal, but you can go tangent, but you can't go. Yeah, I can also go curvature here. I want to go tangent, and I want this value to be small as possible. Let me first of all put how it was 1. I think 1 is okay. Yeah, let me go right. Then the other one here, let's try. Yeah, I think this better for now. Yeah, if you make it, let me see, if you make it, yeah, I think 1 is okay. Let's use 1 for both. Yeah, you can see now how it looks like. Then we need not to fill here using the fill surface. Therefore, fill command, if you select the sketch here, you can select the sketch and select fill. It fills that section, and we have that's the top section, and you can always modify this surface. Next is, if I go back to the model, I need not to create this cutout here. If I go from this view, you see now this cutout here, you can see this shape. This shape I need not to create in this surface body. And before I continue, I need to merge these surfaces. Therefore, if you select everything here, you can say merge. Or let me see, if you go to the geometry and activate quit, if you select this and this, they should merge. Yeah, then select this and this, they should merge. You have to merge, do first merge these two, then lastly merge the fill with the rest of the surface. Therefore, on your right side bottom corner is where I'm selecting that's where I'm selecting the type of geometry I'm going to use. Maybe on your screen is not easily visible. Next is, as I said, that cutout. Therefore, I'm going to go back to this plane here and sketch. I'm going to sketch a, a simple 3-point like that, like that. 3-point arc. Let me dimension it. This is I'm going to use 75 for this one here. From this point to the center, I'm going to use 86. Okay, something is not okay. Let me see what's happening here. I want to dimension now from this point to this point here to be 86. What's happening? Let me use a circle. This to be 60, this to be 86, and this to be 150. This is what I want. Then I just want to make a center line there so that I can delete this section. I don't need it, even this. This is what I need. And before I proceed, It is very important uh, for you to use symmetry whenever you are designing a surface model. As you can see from this model, left and right side is symmetrical to this plane. Therefore, it is a good idea first of all to split your model and delete one side. Then once you finalize, you can always mirror back. Okay. Therefore, I'm going to select this surface. You have to activate the quit on your right bottom corner. Select your surface. Select trim. I want to trim this surface using what? This is a tool using this plane, and I want to, you can see the this side is highlighted. I want to retain this section here and delete this section. If you say okay, half of the section is deleted. Okay, then the next step is using this curve. I want you to extrude, but I want us to extrude symmetry on both sides. Just pull it until it covers your part completely, then say okay. Then we need a draft onto this surface body. If I go back to the extrude, I don't know whether we can be able to draft here. You cannot. Therefore, I'm going to activate my planes, draft. This is a component I want to draft, and these are the edges and I want to draft by, let me go, the pull direction is this direction here, then the value of draft is 5, opposite direction. But you see now, if I select these ones as my pull edges, just see what happens. You can see the section is very small because now I wanted the draft to start from here, from this plane. Therefore, what happens, I'm going to cancel out from this draft. I go back to the extrude. Instead of using symmetry, I use a variable and I go one side. You can see? You go one side. Can I make it shorter? Then draft this one now. But you see, it has not completely intersected our surface body. I'll show you how you do that. First of all, draft this before extending to the other side. Draft this using from this edge and the pull direction, this one is the pull direction, and I'm using a value of 5 the other side. Okay, this is what I want, but you can see it has not completely intersected the first surface body. You cannot use what we call extend command. To extend, I want to extend this here, and now we can use this one here. You can see I can extend, make it bigger or make it smaller, like that. If you say okay, you can see now your surface intersects the other surface body completely, and this is the section we wanted. You can see this side section. This is the section we want. Next, we need to trim. I want to trim. This is the section I want now. Therefore, I want to trim this section first and delete it. What you see here, this section here. Therefore, I'm going to trim this body. Trim using this as my tool. This is the section I'm going to delete. Therefore, say okay. You can see the section has been deleted. Then I want this section to be deleted and I want this here to be retained when using this surface body. Notice 201, this surface body. Therefore, you go to this surface, trim. I want to trim using what? I want to trim using this curve. You can select this curve like that, and this is the section I want to be retained. If you say okay, you can see now the side section has been formed. I have used trim and extend commands. Okay, and it is a very powerful tool for you to understand how to use trim. Very powerful. Okay, let me go back to the surface body. We have created this section here. Next is this section, so that we can now fill it. Going back to the part, uh, I want to activate my planes. It means, as you can see in this part here, this surface and these two surfaces, they are parallel, meaning this surface is an offset of this. This is an offset. Let me see the length between these two. Let me see. I can measure this. The distance here, you can see the distance between these two surfaces is 3 mm, because this one was an offset of this. Therefore, if I go back here, we need to offset this, but you can see we need this profile. Therefore, I'm going to create this profile and offset that profiles from the surface. Therefore, if I go to the middle plane, this is the plane of symmetry, and you sketch on this plane and say isometric, you orient your sketch parallel to you. Let me see, I want left here, I want left view. Therefore, this is the sketch we're going to create on this section here to present that offset surface. Okay, therefore this to be, let me put a fillet here. You can use your own dimensions here. For this one is just for demonstration here. 18 now. Let's go to 16. Make this one to be tangent. Then yeah, I think that's a good sketch we can use. Yeah, I think this one is okay. Just use this one. Use that sketch. Make such a sketch on this plane. Then let me deactivate my planes. If you select this surface and you go to offset, if you just select offset, see what happens. Let me offset by 3. Let's use 3. You can see now we have a new surface, exactly the same surface as this. That is, it is copied. But for me, I don't want to copy the surface. I want to copy the surface and use sketch as my guideline. Therefore, for me now to do that, you go back to this offset, and we have 4 options. We have standard offset, with draft, expand, and repress. I'm going to use, if you select expand, it means you have to select a certain as that the sketch that is going to define your expansion. Therefore, it is going to offset using that sketch profile. You can see like that. If I say okay, you can see what is formed on the side. Let me first of all edit the sketch. Let me go normal a little bit. Yeah, We can maybe drag it down a little bit. Somewhere there. Yeah, that looks more nice. But because it is a surface body and we are designing this part maybe to be manufactured, you want to put a draft onto this surface. Okay, instead of now going to draft here, selecting this, using all that process, you can apply draft at a go. You can, instead of using expand, you can now expand with the draft, so that you apply the draft at the same time, maybe of 5. Then say okay, now this part has draft, because you can't be able to manufacture this section here without a draft ago. If I go back here, this is a part section we have modeled using offset. Next, if I go right, is this type of a profile. If you view from the top, you see how it looks like. Therefore, let's create that side profile so that we can merge these surfaces later. If you activate the planes and you go to this plane, sketch it and orient normal, I can just use a simple line like that to present my profile and I can accept the default dimensions, or I can just change some here, like this to be 63, yeah, 54. I can use that as my default. Then, because now you can see this line sketch is somewhere floating, I want this sketch to be onto this body, onto this surface. I can now project this sketch to this surface. If you select project, and in the projection we have 3 sections. You can either project chains, project a sketch, project a cosmetic sketch. For me, I'm going to project a sketch. You can now select this sketch onto which surface, onto this surface, which direction, using this plane to be normal to this plane. Basically is the plane, the plane I used to sketch this. Most of the time the plane you use to sketch something, it is usually the direction. You can see now what happens. Now the sketch lies onto this surface, and as I hope you have noticed, if I go back here, even if you have excess, doesn't matter, provided the sketch covers the surface completely. But if this line stopped somewhere here, the projected curve won't cover the surface completely. You can see now my curve covers the surface completely. Next, we need now to swipe. We are going to swipe here, then trim, then merge. Select your sketch and select swipe. I'm going to sketch here, therefore select sketch and go normal. Therefore I need a circle here. Let me use 3. Then I want to trim top side, because I just need have a circle like that. Okay, you can see now what we have formed is another surface, but you can see we need not to trim. We need to remove this section here so that we can, our interest is the bottom side. Therefore, what do you want to remove? This section. Therefore, select this section, trim. Trim with what? With this surface here. And this, the arrow points to the surface side you want to keep. If you now select this, means anything, all the surfaces beyond the green section will be kept. and this one you can hide. Okay, you can see now our surface how it looks like. Okay, next is I want to select quit so that I can select this and this to merge. Okay, again this and this to merge. Okay, because now I want to put some round, maybe of 0.5 on this here. Set here and there, like that. Another round, maybe of 5 here. Let's use 6, like that. Another round, maybe of 1 here and here. Okay, this one doesn't let's delete this one here. Let's use 2. Let's see 2 how it looks like. Yeah, 2 is okay. Lastly, you can have maybe a 0.5 here on that edge. Let me go to the right view. I don't, we can, if you can see, this one doesn't look, the sketch here doesn't look appealing. You can always go back to this sketch here. It was this sketch. You can edit and maybe you can make this 4. Yeah, 4. I think 4 will look better. Yes, 4 is nice. 4 is nicer. Yeah, you can see if I go back here, we have modeled this section here. We have modeled this side section here. Let's now make these cutouts back on the back side here. If I go back to the part here, I activate the planes. You select this one and sketch onto this plane here and hide the planes. Let me use this as my reference, that edge to be my reference. And you go to palette. At the palette, select a shape and use raise track. You can make it smaller if you want, like that. You can rotate it like that. You can say okay. Yeah, now I want this, let me use center line here, as I want, let me first delete this, as I want this part, you can move it here to be here. Therefore I want here to be this center line to be coincident with the center, and this height to be 40. To be somewhere there. Yep, there is okay. And this one to be, this to be 3. Dimension this one here to be 2.5. Let me delete this so that I can give it maybe 3 or 1.5. Let's use 1.5. You can make this to parallel like that. Yeah, you can make this to be 3. Yeah, like that. Next, I want you to copy this sketch. You can copy this sketch, select a sketch, copy, paste. It will ask you for the plane. You can use previous plane, copy it there. Then I want to have a center line from that point to this point here, and I can define the angle of this, maybe 45. Let me use this as my reference, that one is my reference, so that I can see this point and this center line to be coincident, because I want to control these copied sketches using this center line. Then let me use this one as my reference. Yeah, that close, because I want to control this distance here to be 4. Yeah, maybe we can use 40 or 42. Let's try 42. Okay, I can paste again, Control V, use previous, put it somewhere there. Again, I want to see the other sketch. Again, center line from this section here to that. Then use 42. Then I want to use as this one to be my reference. Yeah, so that from this here to this, yeah, basically it is already defined here. I want it to be 4. Okay, I don't want to trim here. Let me go back to the first sketch. Let me go a little bit lower, delete this one here. Let me go a little bit lower, like, yeah, like that. Okay, again a little bit lower. In fact, let me use a dimension from this point to this point here. Make it 20, like that. Yeah, the other one is okay. Yeah, that's better now. I want to go back to the first sketch, edit the first sketch. I need a line from this point to that point there. Then delete this segment here. I don't need this segment. Yeah, I don't need that. Now we have these sketches that represent the side, these cutouts. We can now use what we call trim. Reference is this, I'm trimming not a curve, a quit of this body, and I'm using, I want to see this my sketches, and I'm using sketch 6. I don't know why I can't see the sketch. Oh, they are here. Okay, let me just cancel this and repeat again. I need to select this surface and use trim this surface using what? Using the sketch. Okay, you can't trim that, sorry, my bad. You first of all need to project these sketches to the surface, then trim. Therefore, you go to project the sketch 6 onto this surface, and say the direction here. You can use this plane. Okay, again, project. You're projecting a sketch 7 onto this surface, direction, same direction. Okay, let me first for edit, first projection here. Add the surface there. Yeah, lastly project what sketch 8 onto these surfaces here. Okay, yeah, sometimes CAD softwares work differently because there are some CAD softwares you can use trim directly without projecting. But for the Creo you must project. Now I can use trim, quilt this one here using this. Okay, again trim. If anybody knows the shortcut to reuse the command, you can tell me. You don't need to close and open it back using this. Yeah, arrow again, trimming what, using this. Okay, oops, yes, like that. And now you can hide these ones here, these curves. Yeah, that's our body. And now you can go to the last one, that is now you can do the mirror. You can select this one here, and where is it, this trim. You can now do the mirror using which plane? Let's see, this plane here. Not I want to mirror this surface. Yeah, maybe you have to go back to this quit, go to the, you see the design items, quit, select mirror from there, and for the plane use this plane here like that, and you can hide your planes. You see, you don't need to model both at the same time. Model one side, then model the other side later. I think I can stop there so that in my part 2 we can model the bottom section here, insert this section here. Yeah, let's stop there, then we meet in our session 2. We model the rest of the body, then assign some weekend. We're going to weekend, and it will be a quick section. Okay, thank you, and stay tuned for the part 2 using Creo surface modeling techniques. Bye and have a good time.